Welcome back to another episode of Geeks-a-Musing.
I'm always waiting for you. Don't worry about me.
This is Nathan.
This is Ryan.
Another special guest, PG. P. Jizzle.
Oh, yes, we still have Paul with us.
Paul's here.
Paul is here still. And this episode is about sports. And also people might be thinking, like, geek, sports, those don't really go together. But we did mention earlier in the series that you can pretty much be a geek about anything.
Yeah, you can be a geek about
and
just about
sports dudes do get very geeky about stats and stuff like that. And we'll get into that here.
We'll get into that. Sports guys, as jockey as you think you want to be, you guys are fucking nerds.
Indeed.
So we're going to bypass any of what we've been up to because nothing's changed. So we will just jump right into this.
We ate pizza, and I drank half a beer. That's what I've been up to.
Yeah.
Wow.
So our bellies are full. Our minds are
empty.
Yeah. So this should be a fun episode.
Thanks for the pizza, Nate Dogg.
Oh, you're welcome, man. No problem. Thanks for driving all the way out, dropping all the way out of here, and almost getting lost.
All right. Well, I guess for sports, start with. Did you guys play any sports growing up?
Yes, lots.
I played baseball.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I always thought I never thought I'd be good in baseball, but then in PE once, I went up to bat. And I was surprisingly pretty good. I didn't realize I was that good. I didn't have the arm power to really knock him, but I mean, I did pretty well.
Well, when playing baseball, t-ball, and all that stuff growing up, they used to call me. My nickname was Home Run Hoover.
Oh my God!
But it's not. I don't think it's because I hit a lot of home. I think I hit a home run once, and somebody said it and it stuck. I mean, I wasn't a bad player. I'm not bragging. I wasn't the greatest player, but I wasn't the worst. I was pretty good.
That's
in
cool.
t-ball. Crowd was going wild. I'm running slow motion type.
My brother had a nickname Rocket when he was in.
Is he fast?
Yeah, he's really fast.
Oh.
But I remember he was playing basketball once and he hit his knee on a trailer hitch and dislocated it. Basically, the front of his knee went to the back of his knee.
Oh,
Gross.
What'd you play, Paul?
All kinds of stuff.
Did you?
I played baseball probably when I was 5 till
You guys are baseball guys.
a teenager. And I tried to be Ken Griffey Jr. I played center field, tried to throw a guy out at home, blew out my arm.
Oh, no.
But I really didn't like people throwing stuff at me anyway when I was trying to hit. So
yeah, I was a catcher. I mainly played catcher and first base, but catcher was the position I loved to play.
I like to play second base. That was the year I made All-Stars.
Nice.
And,
Oh, that's cool.
I got to pitch one day for my birthday. I wanted to be a pitcher. But my dad only let me pitch on my birthday. So we won that game, though, so that was good.
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah.
I was just played soccer.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I played one season of soccer.
That was a Las Vegas.
I remember because we had a German guy was our coach.
And he was shouting at you,
He was.
Sieg Heil, and you're like, what?
I said they're running so faster after the balling. So Ivan. Like, they
You're like, do I have to carry this flag with a swastika on it?
I played soccer.
Okay.
I played soccer
Did you?
7th through high school.
Oh, okay.
And definitely 7th grade through high school, definitely hardest game I ever played.
Cardio.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
You're constantly moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a midfielder, so I was always
When did they come up with the
offense, defense.
That must just be the World Cup guys. When do they become such pussies? Every time you walk by one and he falls down holding his
Oh,
because the wind hit him the wrong way.
They try to draw a penalty or whatever.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It starts getting ridiculous.
But you can't. I know nothing of soccer or football to any European listeners. Can't you get flagged for flopping in soccer?
I think
so.
so.
They card you, or was it called card?
They should now.
They hold the card up and they blow the whistle and people get on.
You ever see that meme? I love that meme. The one that has the one of the World Cup soccer, the American soccer girls, and she's like bleeding from her forehead. And she's like, she goes, hold on, let me just fix my hair,
Oh,
and then it has a guy, he's on his back holding his knee, screaming, I'm dying. And
some of them are really ridiculous. He'll barely get touched, and you watch the guy look around for a second, and he just drops. He's like, oh.
Yeah, he'll do the head like he's been smacked in the head with a .50 caliber.
And as soon as nobody paid attention, or the referee's like, get up, he's just like, and he gets up.
I'm fine. You're like, you know what? Go sit at the bench.
Say what you want about American sports fans. People say how crazy they are. There's no crazier fans than soccer fans. In other parts of the world, there was this one
riots where they've killed people.
Yeah, there was one in South America somewhere. It was a local, not like a pickup game or anything, but it was actually a local league,
a rivalry.
Not that I didn't hear about this one, but this one's worse.
Yeah, they do that in
This referee got
England.
beheaded.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Now what happened was he felt threatened by one of the guys that he had penalized, so he stabbed him. Ended up killing that guy. The fans chased the referee down, and then cut his head off.
Well,
and put it on a stick.
That's justified.
I saw like that like E60 thing about like there's two European clubs that are really close to each other, and they're like cities are controlled by gangs, and their gangs are like involved with the soccer teams, and at their games they're throwing flares, and
Holy crap!
it gets ridiculous. They're pulling the seats out of the thing. And
So anything you see here in sports, that's
sounds like
tame
fun.
compared to those people. Holy crap! They take that game serious.
yeah, but
Let's see, I played soccer, and then I told you about the time when I played soccer, and like I would always get up to the goal, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid if I missed, people would make fun of me, and so I'd have all these opportunities to make a shot, and never took them. So then that was the thing where you learn, always take a shot because you never know.
What's that Wayne Gretzky saying?
You miss 100%. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
yes.
Which I swear he got that from somebody else. That's like me going, to be or not to be, Ryan. Same line. They're going, I made that up. No, you didn't. It was somebody else.
Which Nashville might be getting a soccer team. They're saying.
Oh, an MLS team?
Yeah.
Really?
We're in the. I think it's like
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to
Sacramento,
put up this-
Detroit, and somebody else.
Is that a growing league still, or has it plateaued?
I mean, it seems like it's doing okay. I mean,
I haven't followed. I haven't followed anything. So.
but they've already saying they've got plans to draw out a stadium at the fairgrounds.
Really?
And
Dang.
we're supposedly in the league for it.
Might be something else. Got the football. Got the hockey. Basketball's in Memphis, so.
Yeah, I was a big basketball guy when I was growing up. I always dribbled the ball around when I was going.
I just realized that.
I'll put a bleep in there.
Ah,
So it sounds like a cursing, even though we don't bleep on any of the other curses.
Yeah. Fuck curses. No, what else? Did you guys do anything in elementary school, or do they have sports in elementary school?
Yeah, that's right. That's
like middle school.
well, no, I never did any of the school sports. The T-bone, all I did was outside of
Yeah,
school.
they're all like community leagues.
Yes.
Your
you do any-
school-based stuff starts in middle school.
Yeah, it is
high
middle
school.
school because that's when they have football in middle school, and you're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that. I did do the.
Although in Texas, they probably have like nursery school freaking football because
Yeah,
football's
I mean,
huge in
Pee-wee.
Texas.
Yeah, Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Yeah, but they don't have they don't chase referees and behead them. They might.
Oh,
This is
Texas. Yeah,
They might.
they do take their football serious.
Yeah, everyone's
Big
got a gun.
But
So
yeah.
let's see. Nobody played anything in high school.
No,
I didn't do
never did.
anything
High
other
school?
than fencing and archery.
You
Which
did fencing and archery?
I always thought it was funny because while people that are playing football learn how to tackle and roll around with other men, I was learning how to basically kill people.
So
Well,
you like having
that's what fencing
your
and archery
face all
is.
down in another guy's
Yeah,
crotch.
like digging my head in there with a helmet. Oh, my helmet fell off. All right, sweet. No, like fencing and archery is like how to use a sword
Archery would be pretty
and
cool.
impale somebody in the chest, probably,
But still,
particularly their heart.
but
That's what they aim for.
but fencing though still that's the
Yeah, but you're using a sword, man.
it still looks really funny.
Yeah, no, I never liked. I never
Why
liked
didn't they?
different
Why
styles.
couldn't they have like two like medieval type?
They have fighting
Do they?
styles like that. Yeah.
That would be cool. I would do. I actually looked into it for my son to see if there's anywhere around here that did that sort of.
They have
teaching.
lightsaber fighting.
Couldn't find anything around here.
Oh come on, dude.
Forged in firefights and stuff.
And then archery was fun. I
Archery
remember
would be cool.
The first time I did it, I messed up because you're supposed to when you shoot the arrow, the arrows in 3 feathers.
Yeah.
Or the sheaths or whatever. No, that's not called sheaths. Is it? I don't remember.
I
It's
don't
been a
remember.
while. But the one arrow is supposed to go the part away from
Yeah.
the strings. If you do it the other way, you might rip the feather on the way out.
Yeah.
But
And you're the reason for that message.
I learned how to do that.
Circular message for you, sir.
Oh yeah, that was my shot.
That was Ryan's shot.
And I was good. I was good at archery.
I don't know.
Then I had to tell somebody about.
Middle school, I did basketball and soccer, and then high
through
school.
the school.
Yeah. and DuPont and Old Hickory.
I'm not sure if it counts as sports, but I was good at dodgeball.
Dodgeball? Yeah, we played
That's a
some
sport.
played some.
Like
That's a fun
dodgeball before it was outlawed.
Yeah, before they outlawed you.
Yeah, before they outlawed. You can't play it at all.
Can't have any sort of
Send
violent
you to jail for
sport.
20 years.
That is ridiculous.
Because like dodgeball, like that kid who was quick and could dodge everything and like keep dodging until time was up. And they were like, well, all right,
yeah.
no boundaries, and they just let you go at you. That was me. I was that kid who couldn't get hit.
Recess is over.
Yeah, basically.
I'm out of here. That's it. That's how I chipped my teeth playing tag once.
Was it really?
Yeah, playing tag in the was that 4th grade? Yeah, and then like tardy bell rang, we kept playing, and then like the final bell rang, we were like, oh crap, we have to go to class. And I ran around the corner the same time this little girl ran around the corner, and she was just a little bit shorter than me. And my tooth went right in her forehead.
Oh.
And then I went to class thinking, oh, my mouth really hurts. And then I remember inhaling, and then because I cracked it right in half to where the nerve was exposed. And the wind hit it, and I was like, oh my God, what happened?
Ouch.
And then I had to go get my...
Yeah, he had a nice exposed nerve.
Had to get my tooth fixed, and then I saw that little girl with her mom in the office, and I felt bad. Because she had a big old...
Oh, the one you hit?
Yeah, she had a big bleeding...
There you go, man.
Then I dated a girl way later on who had the scar in
I
the
thought you
same
were saying
area.
that I dated her later on.
And I was like, that's weird. What if that's the same girl?
It probably was. It was.
Oh, this is intense.
And she's here today. Let's bring her on.
Hey, just get sluggy. She comes walking. She's all messed up because of the brain damage she was suffering from.
Why did you hurt me? Like, get her.
I gotta go.
No, she'll be like the hitchhiker that got hit.
No. And Creepshow too.
Creepshow too. Yeah.
Thanks for the ride, lady.
You hit me, Ryan. You're like, no.
No, she's everywhere.
Oh crap! I'm sorry. I did cut. I think Paul got cut off. You're talking about high school. What did you play in high school?
Well, when I blew up my arm playing baseball, my dad got me into golf. So in high school, I played golf, soccer, and basketball.
See, that's another sport I was because my little brother plays golf now, and I always thought because when I was growing up in Texas, we lived in an area that was surrounded by a golf course, and I was always like, you look around now, the last guy in a golf tournament still makes at least $1,000.
Still make a good
And
I should have gone into golf.
It's like I said, soccer is physically the toughest.
Oh, yeah.
Golf is probably the mentally toughest because it looks very easy, but then you get out there and
You gotta think of, the angles
I have
where
never
you shoot.
played a game of golf that I did not end up mad at some point.
Oh yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Did you Happy Gilmore and throw your golf club?
No, I wanted to though. I wanted to break so many clubs. I haven't played in a long time, but it's fun though. I mean, if you get out there with some friends or whatever, family, and just you kind of if you're not taking it serious, it's a lot more fun.
What was the line in Happy Gilmore? He goes, he's laughing, he's having a good time. I know that clown's
the clown.
laughing at him. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got for high school stuff. And after that, I did soccer twice, not in high school, but just other games. Was never in a team that won. The first soccer team I was in never won a single game. But like I said, we got a participation trophy.
They did give you a participation
trophy?
trophy?
We got a trophy. A little trophy about this big. I'm showing a little trophy about 6 inches tall.
But the winners actually got their own. They said you are winners or something, right?
Yeah.
Champions.
They got cool WWF belts, and we were like, well, we won belts.
Yeah, at least they didn't give you all the same trophy. That's what I like about that.
That'd be the worst.
Was it a car commercial or whatever? Where the dad's leaving, his son's team actually won, but the trophy just said,
same thing.
Yeah, and then he scratches out. He puts what does he put, champions or something on it, first place. Yeah, he's like, there you go.
If you won, it needs to get recognized.
Yeah.
If you lost, it needs to get recognized. You suck.
Yeah. Give him the you suck trophy.
Well, I think even back then,
they need to have a trophy of a guy bent over, holding his asshole.
Oh, dang!
Like, this is you, kid. You suck.
Oh,
you're like, I better do better next time because I don't want to know.
That was horrible because Ryan actually mimed bending over and pulling his butt cheeks apart right next to Paul.
Get that visual.
I kind of got my underwear stuck between my butt.
But yeah, back in the day,
I'm
the
making it
participation trophies were different than the actual people that won.
Yeah,
they
it's not like they are
fun.
now. Yeah, you got participation trophies, and then the winners got their
Like
first place trophies, and they
second
weren't the
place.
same, second and third.
Then they got like a big trophy and then a bunch of other trophies, but they were like bigger than the loser trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's how it should be.
And then the losers got all the little, like, what is it?
They
Like
get the little
beer
butthole
cans.
ones.
Little beer can. Dilly dilly.
beer cans. They get the empty beer cans that were thrown at them by their coach because their coach is a horrible person.
Or the parents, as crazy as parents
the
get
parents
some of this
are nuts.
stuff. Oh my god!
Sometimes you're like going, you need to go away now.
I actually umpired one season of Little League.
Did you really?
Yeah.
A friend of mine, her son, he's just as old as the other kids he plays with, but he's like advanced in a way where like he's maybe probably 6 feet tall. He's a really kind of a larger kid than the other kids. The other kids look a little peewees next to him, but like they're like playing. He'll be just near another kid, and they're like, "Oh, that kid's bigger than my kid." Like they're terrified of what this kid, and he's like one of those gentle giant kind of kids, but.
Like, sorry, he was blessed with giant genetics.
He's got good genes. You should see his mom. Ooh, what a height!
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she was giant.
No, she's one of those Harley Davidson rider girls.
Oh, Harley.
She's a hottie.
There you go.
I ride a Harley.
Yeah, that doesn't mean nothing. You're married. your life's over as far as I'm concerned.
My life's not over. It's
kidding.
wonderful.
I like how you have to add these in because you're going to be listened to.
Because my wife listens to it, but I would say that anyway, Rachel.
Yes.
I love you.
Lies and slander. So okay, let's go with growing up.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll say from like when you were a kid, who were your favorite teams, and are they still your favorite teams to this day?
All right, we'll let Paul go.
Yeah, go for it.
I would say basketball. Of course, I love the Bulls. I love Michael Jordan.
Oh,
Michael Jordan.
oh my gosh.
And then football.
He was good, but I'll tell you why in a second.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Football, maybe when I was younger. I love the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
I mean, they were so good. Emmitt
Emmitt
Smith,
Smith,
Troy
yeah.
Aikman.
Remember, that's America's team.
That was America's team.
You hate
Oh my god.
But then I turned.
Yes.
I like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hallelujah. Hey.
But then,
What's wrong with you?
the
Uh-oh.
Titans came to town.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I like the
Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans. And then baseball, I like the Braves. My grandmother liked the Braves.
Braves were big on. They were so close every year, and they won it once. But man, they were a good team for a long time. But they just could not get. They couldn't Yankeefy the Braves team. They just couldn't do what the Yankees did.
And there was nobody close in this region. You know,
Yeah, that's like the
we could
closest.
watch them on TV and
Yeah.
stuff. But of course, then I liked the Mariners because I like Ken Griffey
And
Jr.
that Chicago cable channel, so you always
No,
always
Oh,
had
you had WGN.
yeah, you always had the
WGN.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
So I don't
Atlanta
know.
Braves and Bozo the Clown and cartoons. I remember this from WGN all the time.
I did pull for the White Sox over the Cubs back in the day. I don't know
Really?
if that was
So
like
I think a lot of our
what was
I think a lot of your
Ice
teams are
Cube
based
thing or
on
something.
your whatever your dad was into or something like
Yeah,
that.
me too. Yeah.
Because like my dad's an Eagles because he's from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
So he was always big about the Eagles, and then like that kind of carried like they're not like I like to see what they're doing,
Yeah.
but I mean I'm the guy if your team wins or loses. It doesn't change anything in the world. So it's just they just lost. Better luck next time. That's
Yeah.
how I am. I'm not one of those people like your team loses and you're at the top of a 10-story building considering suicide because you should just go ahead and jump.
Oh.
That's kind of true too, though, because like my dad was a big Boston Celtics fan.
Oh, yeah.
And he
You like
liked
Celtics?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, yeah.
and all that.
Three-pointers
So yeah,
Yeah, the
all day
dude.
long.
when it was in those times where Bulls and Celtics, I was kind of on the fence because I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, you
oh,
would be, yeah.
Oh.
you know.
Because my cousin Billy was always huge about the Cowboys, and I think I got Cowboys rubbed off on me from then. And then like my parents would give me like there's a picture of me for Christmas Day playing with my Death Star, and I'm wearing.
Yep.
My friend pointed out I'm wearing Dallas Cowboy pajamas. I'm like, I bought my own clothes back then. But I mean, yeah, I like the Cowboys in. And then we finally moved to Fort Worth, which is near Dallas. And I only went to one game, and it was at the Irving Stadium. But my friend's stepdad had season tickets, and we were on. You think these would be good seats, but after you get them, you realize they're not the best. They're not the best seats. 50-yard line, right behind the bleachers that contain like the family and friends of the team.
Yeah.
So you're right there. You're like, oh man, 50-yard line, this is awesome. They never play right in the 50-yard.
Yeah,
They're
that's
always
true.
at one end to the other, and so you just got to watch the TV the whole time.
And you're so low where
Yeah.
you don't really see the game. All
Yeah,
these
you're like,
people are just looking at their family member.
Yeah,
They're like, there he is.
They're like, we've
Look.
been to 1,000 games. I don't care what's going on.
They're right there by him. They're like, I can see him. He's right there. They're not even playing fantasy.
Cowboys, Eagles, baseball, Texas Rangers. That's the only really team I've ever really grown up with.
Texas Rangers, you had,
The sweetest fight ever in baseball history.
yep,
Some guy tried to swing on Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan. He
That's
gets
what
him in the headlock.
That's what happens when you
Wham,
mess with
wham,
guys like
wham.
Ryan.
Oh, that was such a great. He was in his 40s at that point too. I
Except
think.
for Paul Ryan, because fuck that guy.
Paul Ryan.
It's political.
Oh, okay. Oh, Paul. Okay. I'm trying to think of a sports guy.
I was
Paul
saying,
Ryan.
all Ryan guys are badasses except for that guy, because that guy's a pussy.
I thought you were going to say, like, Walker, Texas Ranger. Like, Chuck Norris is about to bust in here.
I'm gonna go into the six degrees of categories.
Oh, dang.
That's all I have for teams. I mean,
All right. Well, me growing up, grew up in Michigan, so huge University of Michigan
You were
Wolverines
already at a
fan.
disadvantage.
Yeah, and like you said, it was all growing up teams my dad liked. So you know, you little kid, you see your dad rooting for teams. You're like, oh yeah, you know, I want to root for those teams too.
Yeah.
And then it just stuck to me. So big University of Michigan Wolverine fan. Detroit Pistons, which is why the Michael Jordan thing, because that was a big rivalry towards
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
the
Pistons
Pistons.
and
The
the
Pistons
Bulls.
back in the
Yeah.
day was
He played on the
awesome.
Pistons.
As far Dennis Rodman cleaned
Yeah.
the glass,
I don't know what you're talking
best defense
about.
back in the 80s.
I'm sorry, I'm not a
the
jock.
NBA was amazing
mhm.
as far
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah.
offense, defense.
My
They let them
Get
guys
down to
play.
My little
man.
brother was huge in Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch?
Even to his point, Michigan Wolverines, the best year we had at our community league, we were maize and blue, and we were the Wolverines. And back then, the
there you
Fab
go.
Four was very popular.
Yeah.
Chris Webber, Juwan Howard. I can't even think of them all of them right
can't,
now because I'm
yeah.
losing my brain. But the Fab Four was amazing. Everybody wanted to wear the Michigan stuff. And then even football, you had
the famous
De-
timeout. Oh, I don't have
yeah.
any timeouts left. Oh.
yeah, you had the. But even football, you had Desmond Howard winning the Heisman Trophy that one year when they were really good. So
And one thing I like to point out, Tom Brady played for the University of Michigan Wolverines.
was it like a 6th-round draft pick or something?
Yeah, it was something crazy coming out of that. But
Ended up being.
did you ever watch? You ever watch any of the what's the ESPN their documentaries they do, those little mini documentaries?
Yeah, I think it was like the E60 thing that I was saying earlier.
Yeah, there's some other name for
Or like a 30 for 30.
30 for 30. They did on Indiana Pacers guy. I can't remember his name. He used to play for the Indiana Pacers.
Reggie Miller?
Yeah, they did a one on him, and he was talking about, why people hated him back when he played, and they were showing like the late '80s and early '90s type stuff when he was playing, and you watch the way they would just go at each other, and they kind of would just let him do that. I know they've kind of cracked down on that a lot lately, but yeah, you're right about watching those like the '80 games and just watching Larry Bird and all them do the stuff back then was a lot better.
That was definitely the heyday for the NBA.
Yeah, but yeah. So let's see: University of Michigan Wolverines, Detroit Pistons, Detroit Tigers fan, and the I would say that I was a huge Detroit Lions fan, but I was actually more of a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And the reason, and it's not because they were better than Lions, because they were, but that wasn't the reason. Was when I was really young, one of my older cousins gave me a Pittsburgh Steelers like uniform, came with the helmet and the
Yeah.
pants and the jersey and all that. And so when I was a little kid, I saw that. I was like, oh, cool, yeah, Pittsburgh. So that actually made me a Steelers fan more than a Lions fan. I like the Lions, but I was just always a Steelers fan. And then kind of you were talking about the Titans when we moved down here. It was before the Titans were here. And then once the Titans got in here, I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I'll root for the Titans too.
Yeah.
But
It's funny how
I
like
don't root for 'em.
well, it's funny how kind of like little knickknacks or little certain things can make you like a certain team. Like even I think with me with the Steelers, like my dad kind of liked them, but then again, I'm a huge Vanderbilt fan, being from Nashville, and then they had the black and yellow, so I think I kind of just seeing the black and yellow, kind of like Vanderbilt, I kind of drew towards
it.
Yeah.
Because you are a huge Vanderbilt Commodores fan.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I'll let you get into that a little bit more here in just a second. I want to say, too, I'm a huge Detroit Red Wings fan.
Oh.
And again, I moved down here. I
Anyone
moved down
stirs
here
me
to
off.
I moved down here to Tennessee before the Nashville Predators, and so we got the Predators out. And I like the Predators. They're my second favorite team, but
Yes.
Detroit Red Wings are my first favorite. Even though right now they stink, and the Predators just went to the Stanley Cup final.
You know what Red Wings are, right?
Yeah, you remind me all the time.
Yeah. You know what they are, right?
Oh, are they like boots or something?
No.
Or like
No.
shoes?
They're when
What?
you might have to edit this out. That's what always gets me about the.
Aren't they like red Goodyear
the-
tires
the
when
cran-
you hit somebody or something?
It's like
Well, I'll just kind of
We
skip over
shall
that.
digress. Or digress.
We'll digress from that. But I'll say this.
I liked when the Titans first came out here and they were the Oilers. They moved to a,
Oh, the Tennessee Oilers,
they moved
yeah.
to a place that doesn't have oil.
And then they started off in Memphis,
Yeah.
and then they came up to and then their first year as the Tennessee Titans went to the Super Bowl.
See, I am curious about what the Las Vegas team is going to be.
What is their name going to be? It's not
The Raiders.
Is it going to be the Las Vegas Raiders?
Yeah, that's dumb.
I think so.
There's no Raiders in Las Vegas.
That is kind of weird. Why wouldn't they go with something that's synonymous
Aren't
with
Raiders
Las
like
Vegas?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they've got. But I mean, Raiders could be anything.
They
But
should call them the Gamblers or something like that.
they should, but they won't because they're like, we can't associate.
No,
with the
okay, we
gambling."
can't
I know
associate with gambling even though it's Las Vegas.
even though we're
It's
going to the
NFL,
gambling capital of the
everywhere.
world.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think too. They want to, I guess, trademark everything else,
Yeah, that's true.
and they can just
No,
switch
they
the
can just
city
stick with what they
name.
have already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they're going to keep the same colors too, black and silver. Maybe.
Nah, they should change it.
Should be all flashy.
Silver and gold, silver and gold. They should change it to that.
Well, even people are saying that the Titans should come back with the old Oilers, Oil and Derrick
Really?
logo and
Like
stuff.
permanently, or just to do
Really?
the throwback?
Or just like, every
No,
now
I
and
like-
then, just
I like
bring
it
it
now
out.
because there's no oil here.
Mm,
Because if there was, I'd be making some money.
let's go. Let's find it.
I'd make up a little oil thing.
But I do have to say this is probably the first year that I've not really followed the Michigan Wolverines or really any of the NFL.
Yeah.
It's all over the anthem protest, and that
Yeah.
has turned me. I'm actually surprised how much it turned me.
Okay.
It turned me off to the NFL. I'm like, you know what? Fine, forget it. I'm not going to watch the NFL. I'll just watch college. And then I happen to look. I go, well, wait, has
starting
Michigan
to do
been
it now.
participating in that? And I looked,
Yeah.
and they were participating in it too. The whole thing with not, showing respect to the anthem, which again is their right to do and all that, and that's fine. But it's my right to be irritated, and I am. And I was actually pretty upset to the point where I had some Michigan posters up down here, but I took them down. I'm like, I'm not supporting that. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I was a Michigan fan to the point to where when they lost to certain teams, it would ruin my day. Like 2 years ago when they lost.
See, I don't get that.
2 years ago when they lost to Michigan State from that blocked punt, that ruined the rest of my Saturday and it ruined a lot of my Sunday. But this year, ever since that, I actually feel a little bit better because I haven't really been following them.
yeah.
But when I do check the scores, I'm like, let me just see what happened. I check it. Of course they lost to Michigan
Yeah,
State.
see,
They lost to Ohio State. I'm just like, whatever, screw them. I'm glad they lost.
I'm like that all the time though, because if the Cowboys win, okay, they win. If they lose,
That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling now. I lost all that passion.
I didn't lose any
For
money.
Michigan.
I didn't lose anything.
And like with the NFL, I've had year after year, I've had the Super Bowl party. I ain't throwing one. I ain't
they
doing one
gained
this
some
year.
broken bones and some concussions. Didn't hurt me at all.
But
I just feel like there's different avenues to take.
I do too.
I mean, yes, this is America, and then that's our anthem. And if you want to protest things that are going on in America, yeah, that's cool, but there's other better ways to do it, I think.
Yeah, people. I know for like me, I watch the NFL and I watch college and stuff like that to get away from politics. I don't want any of that in my face. I watch it as an escape. Just let me get away from everything in the world and just enjoy the sport. And when I can't even do that anymore, it's irritating. So I just kind of gave up this year. I was like, forget it.
That's why I play video games.
And that's why I'm just playing video games from now on.
Yeah.
Screw everything else.
Video games are awesome. You can't deny it.
Speaking of games, let's talk about fantasy sports. You guys
are
fantasy sports.
No, I did it 1 year I did it for the first time last year.
Okay.
And I didn't care for it, and I will never do it again.
I never got into it, although I had to talk to my buddy of mine back when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons before this fantasy sports came out. They were trying to talk about a game where you could play a sports thing, like a sports kind of game, but with using teams, their wins and losses as part of your score system. And
I can vouch for this. You've been preaching about this for a while.
Yeah.
I can vouch for this.
I think that might have been one of my friends, but I mean, it could have been anybody. There's always somebody who comes up with an idea at the same time. Remember the time where it was like 4 movies, they were all set in deep sea exploration? Like 4 of them happened at the same time. You're like, really? What the hell's going on? Anyway,
did you do fantasy?
Yeah.
Sport?
Yeah, he plays it a lot.
Yeah,
he's got his team. What's your team's name?
Oh, duh. You mentioned that upstairs.
Swagger Squad.
Gotta have that swag, man.
But then the thing with that always made me laugh was like you guys are basically playing a Dungeons and Dragons game, but with real players.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always funny because we use dice. You guys let other people do your rolling for you. Lazy.
Again, let me reiterate this. I've played it once in my life. I did not care.
I'm saying you guys is
and I never will again. No, I know. I'm just clarifying. Anybody listening?
Yeah. No, it's funny.
It's like look at Paul when you're saying like Paul.
It's like that. It's like that internet meme that said fantasy sports is guys who fantasize about playing sports because they weren't good at it.
I know, it is funny the way you talk about it, where you're like the guys are like, oh, you nerds about this, and then they go off and they're like, well, my stats.
Growing up in high school, they were all like, oh, you geeks and nerds. It was all the jocks, and then now the jocks are the ones playing because they can't play sports anymore because they're all fucked up from sports from the past. Now they want to. That was the thing I was mentioning to Paul earlier. How like you'll have a guy who gets injured on your roster, and you're like, oh, well, shit, I lost because this guy's out. That's a human being who's injured, who's going through pain, but it doesn't matter to you because that's just less points.
That's right. He's taking his hundreds of dollars of bills and just rubbing them on his wounds. That makes it feel better.
I would be. I'd do it on TV, too. I'd hire a film camera. You see this? This is what you idiots pay me.
It is ridiculous how much those guys
Why
make
do they
sometimes.
get paid that much money?
But I think fantasy football or fantasy baseball or fantasy basketball or whatever, it draws you into where
fantasy polo.
If you didn't like if I loved the Nashville Polo, like if I got a fantasy team, then I've got somebody from Michigan in Detroit. I got a guy in Florida.
Yeah.
It's not just making me watch the Nashville Polo team. It's making me watch polo all across the world. And it's bringing, so it's not, it was genius by bringing you into watching multiple games instead of just your home team or just a team you like. Because you're building your team with players from all across the United States.
I guess the kids you can see you can look into other aspects of other teams, other players and stuff like that instead of just being focused on your team. Now let's talk about how certain people will stay with the team. Like I'll stay with the Dallas Cowboys no matter what happens. Like if they lose, they lose. If they win, that. And you have a team that goes all the way from nothing into the no. Like you have a team that goes all the way from nothing into the Super Bowl and wins, and all of a sudden, a certain person's been a fan the whole year round and has all their merchandise and stuff like that. Mark, what the hell's going on, dude?
Oh, GB.
What do you call it? Bandwagon people?
Yeah, bandwagon.
Yeah, they just. Oh, I've been a fan my whole life. What's the name of the team? Who are the players? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm a bandwagon fan to any school playing against Alabama. Even though I don't watch the games now, I will check to see if Alabama loses because they are so. It is ridiculous how good that team has been for how many years.
A buddy of ours is is a Alabama fan.
They're very bandwagony too.
Dakota.
Though.
Yeah.
Dakota likes to wear Crimson Tide.
Oh, Dakota likes the Crimson Tide.
I would just assume a lot of women like the Crimson Tide. But you would think that why would they like the Crimson Tide? They have to go through it once a month.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
It's a stupid joke, but it's my joke.
Well, going back to college, Paul and his Vanderbilt, he's sporting all Vandy gear.
Yes, sir.
What is that when we used to go to the pub and they'd be playing basketball and it'd be the playoffs, and like after like the first 3 years, I'd go, I'm not going to show up. And you'd be like, why? And I go, every time I show up, they lose. They don't get in the. I'd show up for a game, we'd watch the game, and they'd lose, and I'd go, maybe I shouldn't be here.
This year, Vandy football, man, their big rival, UT, University of Tennessee, it was amazing. Usually Vanderbilt loses. They did once have a back-to-back, but it's usually always been a close game against Tennessee, right?
Oh yeah.
And this past year in Knoxville, in Tennessee Stadium, Vanderbilt laid the smack down from what I remember of the score. Did they not?
Yeah. Last couple of years, I think we've got.
Did they win last year too?
Yeah, I think we've got them pretty good last couple of years, which I'm very forgetful on stuff. I think me and Nate, we work very hard. We're kind of frazzled at times. So,
yeah.
But
there's a team I never really follow until they play, but that's Navy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That Army-Navy game this year was
Did they
amazing.
win?
In which
they lost.
Army's won.
Army won last two.
Yeah, last two.
It's weird because Navy usually kicks Army's ass, but.
Dang.
Yeah. And I've always pulled for Navy because I'm a big Blue Angels guy.
Oh yeah.
I love it, man.
Blue
So
Angels, they're all right. They're not Thunderbirds. Though.
No, Blue Angels is Thunderbirds Navy too, or are
No,
they?
Thunderbirds Air Force.
Air Force.
But
They're the ones when I remember that day on Nellis Air Force Base where they didn't have the F-16s then. I was a little kid when this happened. I think they were using F-22s. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
No wait, is it the newer plane?
F-22s I think is the newer one.
Yeah,
The Lightning.
It was one of the F-4s or something like that.
The
But
Phantoms.
the flight leader they were doing a loop and he went down, and these guys are like trained to follow each other exactly what they're doing. He went down, hit ground. All the other ones went right after him. I think 6 or 7 guys died.
Holy
They all
crap!
crashed, yeah.
they were like, "You're going down, we're all going down." With
Well,
you."
it was like they were all following him, and he was like, I don't know if he blacked out when he was flying or something, but it was a while ago.
Dude in your family, my old T-Birds guy?
My stepdad.
Stepdad?
He was a senior master sergeant electrician.
Yeah. That was super cool when I went over there that one day. I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, you saw the helmet he's got.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah.
Oh dang, that's sweet.
I like that helmet. I like putting it on, but I pretend I'm an X-wing pilot.
But that's my
'Cause I'm a nerd.
favorite game every year that Vandy does is the salute to service. They wear like cool jerseys with fallen soldiers.
Do they really?
And they got the patch for
That's cool.
different divisions on them, and
Oh dang.
they got cool flyovers with they were Apache choppers or
Oh.
jets and whatever. They got the sky jumpers jumping coming in with the game ball. Dude, it's amazing, dude.
That's awesome.
And that's what's cool about Vandy is that, if you're in town, it's a cheap ticket and you can catch a good game all the time. So
Yeah, the tickets aren't bad either. Even the season tickets aren't bad. And you
Yeah.
can get some good because I've heard some people that they'll buy season tickets, and if they can't make it to like one of the big games, they basically make it back.
yeah, it kind of backfires against us. Like this year, Alabama had the whole stadium full of Alabama fans because everybody sold their tickets for $100.
Well, that's kind of how it was with like when the Predators first started playing here. My dad would take me to the Red Wings games, so we dress up in our Red Wings gear, go to the Predators games, and most of the stadium was Red Wings fan. They used to make jokes that was basically a home game for the Red Wings because down here with the GM plant, there's just so many Michigan transplants down here that stadium would just be not so much anymore, but early on, yeah, man, you'd go there and just be when the Red Wings was scored, it was as loud as the Predators.
Because you can buy season tickets, sell your Red Wings ticket, and have free tickets for the whole year. It's the same way with Vandy.
Nobody's like a hockey fan. You like hockey?
Yeah, we all Red Wings.
Wake up, man.
No, I was thinking. I totally forgot who the Red Wings were. I was like, it's a sports team as far as I know. No, but the
I like the
That was
Preds,
timed
man.
perfect. We were just talking about hockey.
who are the Preds? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Jake.
No, I remember. Who's Dallas's team?
Dallas Stars.
Stars, yeah.
Is it the Stars?
Yeah.
They got a good soccer team, too.
Who was the soccer team in Kansas? Oh, Wichita Wings. Never mind. I'm all over the place.
The Dynamo.
The Dynamo.
Soccer.
That's their soccer team?
Houston Dynamo.
Houston Dynamo.
Pretty good in soccer.
No, I like hockey sometimes.
Hockey's awesome to go to in person.
Yeah, and if you go to a game, it's amazing. Watching it on TV, it's
I think most things are better in life than.
I've known people. Yeah, they're like hockey, but they'll go to a hockey game. And they're like, that's the most fun, professional game, sporting thing you can go to.
I just like the games where like I can't really watch them on TV as much because freaking commercials. Like they'll like on you'll go through like 4 commercials, and then they'll come back and go, all right, we moved the ball from 1 yard. Back commercials. Come on, man.
Well, me sometimes, I'm worn out from work on Monday Night Football, and they go to commercial, and I'm passed out, or halftime, and then next thing, who won the game? I slept through the second half.
The thing about hockey too, to me, that's like one of the closest things I would think it would have felt like to the old Roman Colosseums, because you got hockey game going on, and then when the fight starts, people raise up, they're like, oh. You hear the crowd going wild. People just are banging. You're watching 2 guys just beat each other. To me, it would be a different. It's a different atmosphere than like going to a boxing match or an MMA fight, because people, you go there and you're expecting
a fight,
and people aren't as. But when I had a hockey game, when they start to, or even when there's a hint of it, like they're doing extra shoving, people you just feel the electricity rise.
That's
up.
some of the weird stuff about some sport events, because boxing, you're getting in boxing, MMA, there's going to be a fight because that's what it's all about. Like hockey's about scoring, but then a fight's going to happen.
And they let them for the most part.
Yeah,
like it's not like other sports where
have you seen that video of like there's 2 opposing guys just going to town beating the shit out of each other, but then 2 opposing guys are just like this with their one arm around each other just watching the fight, like their hand going, hey, how you doing, Paul? Oh man, check these guys out, man.
And that's another thing too about hockey, man, is hockey to me is great for showing sportsmanship. Because you have the handshake after, and it doesn't matter as much as they beat the crap out of each other, and they still may hate each other, but they still go through and like, hey, good game.
I remember that in soccer when you have to walk by and go, good game.
Oh, good game. After Little League baseball, man.
Everybody supposedly does that, but I mean, even with football and baseball, like every now and then you'll have a guy hum a ball at somebody's head, and then the batter's charging the pitcher, and then they're scrapping, and then everybody, you got the bullpens running in, and then everybody's getting fired up. Like,
remember when? What was that? What was the Boston Red Sox pitcher, the one who threw down the old Yankees manager, or one of the coaches? Was it Pedro?
Yeah, Pedro Martinez.
Yeah. What was that little squat ball?
I can't think of his
name. He come running at him. He just stepped aside and just. And everybody's like, "Oh, how could you do that?" It's like, well, he was running at him like a crazy guy. He just stepped aside and just kind of lightly pushed him down. His momentum of his giant short body just took him straight down. He's like, "Oh my God, what happened?"
Yeah, it's fights like in hockey, like car races. Like they need to just come up with car races. Like you're not there for the race. Like I think in some you're there to see a wreck. You want to see a crash. But the funny thing about car races is, I think they need to change it up. Because they need to go toss a coin at the beginning of the race. If it comes down heads, you got to go the opposite way you normally go. Man, you would throw those guys out of whack. They'd be like going, "Holy shit, where the hell am I going?"
Crap!
Like halfway through, they would just veer into the wall because they.
I didn't even think about that.
Right. Well, this NASCAR race, only 10 people died in this race.
I didn't even think NASCAR is another sport we could throw on there. I didn't even think about that. Good job.
Yeah, my friend
driving in circles, right?
My friend
we could even do another podcast with cars.
No. What?
all NASCAR?
Or just cars, like dream cars, cool cars.
I mean, I live in the South, but I'm not that South.
69 Camaro SS, my dream car.
What?
65
black
GTO.
With a white racing stripe. Just the classic, man.
There you go.
Or flat black. That'd be sweet.
I want a 69 Shelby GT Cobra.
Oh.
All right, Paul.
Nobody wants to do like a.
What do you want?
A GTO or a.
Ooh, that'd be sharp.
Charger or a
that'd be nice too.
Barracuda.
I want the Dukes of
Hazzard. Those are all nice. I'll take them.
I want the Dukes of Hazzard Challenger.
Camaro.
Ooh, there you go. I want the one from Gone in 60, not Gone in 60 Seconds, but
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious, the first one. His black Charger.
Oh, that's a sweet car.
Oh, see, here we go. To be continued, folks. To be continued.
We start talking about cars? Okay.
But what about NASCAR? Anybody in NASCAR? I've been
I'm
getting big
not.
into NASCAR lately because
Okay.
I've been
Really?
getting into
A
cars.
friend of mine, Mary, was in the NASCAR. She got Dale Earnhardt's. She started collecting all this Dale Earnhardt stuff. And I
'Cause he's
guarantee,
retiring.
I guarantee the day he died. No, not his son.
Well, he's
Yeah,
retiring
Dad.
this year. He's done.
Which
Junior?
one is it? Dale Earnhardt.
Junior.
Okay.
Junior.
His dad. The one who
Junior.
died.
Yeah, the one who died at was it
But he
Daytona?
was- Yeah, he was. She had all this stuff, all these memorabilia and stuff from him. She had one of his tires from his car. She was using it as a coffee table. And then
Dang,
when
that's
he
cool.
died, I was like, guarantee that day she sold all that stuff.
It'd be worth a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, like, dude,
The
if
longer
you're,
you wait, the more it gets.
Sterling Marlin, the guy who
Yeah.
a lot of people blame for Dale's death, he lives in this area.
Hey, he lives right.
does he really? Where
Yeah,
does
we
he
used to
live?
drive by his house. Right?
How dare you?
Columbia.
With mom's
Yeah,
house.
that's the lady who sold us our house. She's a really sweet lady. She's done some stuff for him. Sterling Marlin.
What are some of your favorite sports moments? Because I was thinking about one of my. I was just laughing a second ago because I was remembering Leon Lett.
Oh,
Leon Let Down, as I like to call him.
the Super Bowl against the
Wow.
Buffalo Bills.
When he was running, and
what was his
Spit my drink out.
BB? BB? Was that his
he
name?
got the ball and he started running, and he was showboating before he got there. A guy ran him, swatted out of his hand.
Yeah,
like,
who was that
"You
Buffalo
stupid
Bills? Was it
ass."
BB? Is that his,
I
the
don't
Buffalo?
know.
Because they said after that game, schools and all that would have that Buffalo Bill guy come in and talk about the importance of never giving up.
Oh yeah.
Because how he just hauled butt down that field and just came in the last second and just swatted that
Yeah,
ball out.
knocked it out of his hand. We were like, "What the hell?" I mean, they were like, it was one of those.
And that was the
sports where-
second time he screwed up.
Yeah,
There
there
was
was in
an-
the snow.
Yeah, with
I remember
the missed field or the blocked field goal. It's
Yeah.
like all they had to do is nobody had to touch it. And he comes sliding. This giant guy comes sliding.
Big
He
giant-
touches it,
big
and then
giant
they get the
dumbass.
ball. They got the ball back and won.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god,
Did they
dude.
win? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, the Cowboys ended up losing that game because I think
Yeah.
who was it against?
I don't remember.
But they ended up getting another chance at the field goal or
But
something.
it was one of those. Yeah, that was one of those. That was one of those years where the Cowboys.
Now, sporting
won the
events
Super Bowl.
that we were alive for and watched live, or just in
What
general.
was that one? Oh, I mean, look, maybe a live that you actually saw. 'Cause
Well, before
if you want to go into other ones,
I
boycotted
before I started boycotting the NFL, it was 3 Super Bowls ago. What was the one when the Patriots played the Seattle Seahawks?
Oh man, that was one of my favorites.
When Seattle looked like
Yeah.
they were going to score, and people
They
thought
should have ran it.
they were going to run it, and
And
he
they
threw
did
the
that
pick.
Should've
Stupid
ran.
pass.
Because I remember I was irritated. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Because I wanted Tom Brady to win another Super Bowl. Because I wanted him to, again, from playing from Michigan, I wanted him
Yeah.
to go up, have the most Super Bowl wins for quarterback. And then as soon as they threw that pick, man, I jumped up off the couch. I was like, "Ah!" I was like super loud. I scared my son. He's like, Dad, you scared me." I was so freaking happy. The fact that we witnessed that.
I remember, like right after that, we were like going, "Why did he? He
Yeah,
should have ran it."
yeah. Even listening to the announcers, they're like, "Why did they make that call?"
Oh, and my favorite part of the whole thing
Oh, Sherman.
was Sherman. Look at this look of hope on his face, and then he closed his eyes and dipped
Yeah.
his head like he was going to
He
cry.
makes
and I
that,
was
like, yeah, that
"That's what
cry
you get,
face."
bitch."
All right, I got to mention the Titans. I mean, Super Bowl. What was it?
The
Dyson?
one,
or
yeah.
who was it? Stretches
Dyson,
out
1
Oh,
yard.
yeah.
1 yard.
I
from
remember
getting
watching that, and as soon as he caught the ball, I thought touchdown. Because I didn't think that guy was going to tackle him.
Were they still the Oilers in, or did they?
No,
It
that was the first year as the
it was
Titans
The Rams, I guess.
against the Rams. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then-
Rams. At the
As soon as McNair hit him because he looked like he was on that perfect stride to go right in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, "Oh yeah, he's got it." And the guy tackled you. Like, how did he tackle him?
And then the Music City Miracle.
That I remember watching
Frank
that live.
Whitecheck
Yep.
throwing it back. Maybe that was that Dyson too? I think it might
think
have.
Did he throw it to Dyson? Whitecheck?
It might have been.
And
We're
then
bad
every,
at sports,
pe-
folks,
people-
but hang with us.
people still say that was not a backwards pass, but it's, to me, the video, and they've shown it's proven it went slightly backwards.
Yeah, good play.
Oh, and hearing the announcer going, there are no flags on the field. It's a miracle. That was an awesome moment, dude. Just witnessing moments like that, watching them live, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then, like an idiot, last Super Bowl, I turned it off
Oh,
in the
my
third
God.
quarter and didn't watch the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history
Yeah.
Wow.
for the
'Cause
Patriots.
I
I watched the ending when they won.
Yeah, I was over there and we were like, oh, well, this is a.
Yeah, we're like,
I was
this is
I'm
over.
going home. I just
We
left.
called it in the third quarter. We're like, all right.
I got home and I saw the score and I was like, are you kidding me? And we talked about it the next day.
Yeah, I checked my phone and I saw that they had just tied it. I was like, no effing way. So I got up, I turned the TV back on and watched the overtime win.
That's crazy.
But I missed everything leading up to it. I was like, oh my gosh.
My son, he's a big Patriots fan. I was picking on him. Was it Monday night or Sunday night? The Jay Cutler, old school Vanderbilt quarterback,
Oh, yeah,
beat
man.
up on the Patriots. I was like,
Did you really?
Yeah,
I haven't followed any
I
of the
think it was
score.
like 24-23 or 24-21.
Oh,
the
dang.
freaking Dolphins with Jay Cutler.
Holy crap. Have the
coming out of-
Patriots kind of fallen off, or are they still doing good?
No, they have won like. Yeah, they'll probably still win. They'll probably still win. They'll be in the Super Bowl, and them or the Steelers, will probably be in there.
But
or
Jay
win it.
Cutler, that's right, Jay Cutler's with the Dolphins, isn't he?
Yeah, he was supposed to start sportscasting.
Well, I'm again, like I said, since I'm not following the NFL right now, the only bits of information I get is a little bit of sports talk I'll listen to, like maybe to or from work.
Yeah.
So did I hear that Mariota got hurt again?
For
the Titans?
He had a really bad game. I don't know if he's hurt.
He's-
I'm the same way, dude. Like I'm like you, dude. I'm working, sleeping, and eating, and that's it.
Eat, sleep, work. That's it.
You can catch a little bit of sports and video games.
Yeah, try to squeeze in whatever you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
But as far as like the ones I didn't witness personally was I still love when going back and watching old videos of the Miracle on Ice, the U.S. the U.S. team against the Soviets.
I do always
Was it
like,
Canada or?
No,
was
they
it
played in the
Soviet?
Soviet Union.
Oh, okay.
I do always
Do you
like
believe in
because you got them up there on the shelf. The old NFL ones.
Oh,
with
the Super
with
Bowl.
that
Oh,
with
yeah.
that sweet music.
Oh, yeah, that classic
I
NFL
love-
music.
I love those.
The bottom, 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 na 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 na.
I love those things.
And then watching my uncle got me because he bought me once this Super Bowl, the Super Bowl moment. It was Super Bowl 1 through Super Bowl. The last one, the Redskins had won in like 89 or 88 or something like that. Last time the Redskins won.
Right.
So I used to watch that video constantly. So it had that great music in it. But
music is
I used to love hearing the Redskins.
What's that guy's name?
Which one?
Wasn't that like the NFL Films guy or something?
Yeah.
He passed away, I think.
He did. He passed away a little while ago. Because I used to remember hearing his voice on the commercials for the
Yeah.
NFL. But hearing the announcers talk about John Riggins, the guy from the Washington Redskins, they used to call him the Diesel. It's like, oh man, Riggins all the way. He's like breaks for a touchdown. They call him. I remember watching the guy in the stands. He's going, "Let's go Diesel! Oh, let's go Diesel!" It's like, I used to love those videos.
What else you got? What else you got, Ryan?
What you got, man?
Come on,
I
man.
got nothing.
You got something.
No.
Bring it out of the great
than-
depths.
Well, other than that, I think football. If you're going to pay these guys that much money, it should be more lethal.
We're talking Blood Bowl, people.
Bring him back to the
He guessed,
leather
like,
hats.
Oh my God! Remember those?
Bring him back to the leather
Remember back in the
helmets.
days when we were that old? Aw,
Oh man,
there we
take a
go.
look at my
Now
life.
I'm happy. That song's gonna be at least once every podcast. No, there's an old tabletop game called Blood Bowl, and it's basically like it's fantasy football because there's orcs and elves and crap
Yeah.
like that, and they're all on teams, and they don't play on AstroTurf, they play on Astro Granite, so they're playing on rock,
Mm.
and then they throw a
Yeah.
football which weighs about 10 pounds, and they wear like spikes in their armor and stuff like that, and they'll have like
Nice.
ogres that have like a glove with a big spike right up like this,
Want to be Wolverine?
and they'll like they'll cheat, like they'll have like goblins that run around their team, and goblin will have the football, they'll pick up the goblin and throw him towards the end zone, and he'll hold onto the ball as tight as he can, and
Distraction,
he'll skip
distraction.
and bounce into the end zone and get a touchdown.
Ah.
Do you guys remember the XFL?
Yeah.
Which one was
Vince
that one?
McMahon's, the
Oh,
WWE's. It was supposed to be this, hardly any penalties. There was no fair catches, but come to find out, they still, you still couldn't tackle people before they got the ball. It was like something stupid. They blew it up to be this huge, like, what the NFL should, back to how the NFL used to be.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be crap.
I still like the lingerie football.
That's what I was going to say. The wives might not like it, but Nashville's got a team. They're called the Nashville Knights.
Do they really? Nice. Lingerie?
Yeah, lingerie football.
Man, they're not even. I would not go up against those women.
No,
they look pretty brutal.
There's some tough chicks.
Oh yeah, they'll grab anything.
There's nothing. It's pretty sexy watching a 350-pound woman dressed in lingerie running down the field. No, I'm just kidding.
They're all like, what are they?
No, they play football though. They
do. Yeah,
a lot of them are pretty athletic.
Yeah.
Nashville's got a squad. Nashville Knights.
Nashville Knights. Okay.
Well,
that's cool.
Talking sports.
I'm a fan now. Automatic.
Get us tickets. I'll go with you.
Get us tickets.
Talking about lingerie ball, it makes me think like the infamous Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Infamous? Where are they infamous?
I don't know. Wasn't that the most famous cheerleaders in the world or something?
Yeah, they're the famous Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. There's nothing infamous about them. Complete professionals.
Are they?
Not whores like the. Who's that team?
What's crazy is you're looking at me like this dead-eyed look. Like they're not whores. Like this. You're like, oh dang, like, you're
their legs
me out.
kick can be. The Rockefellers can't even leg kick like them.
Nah, man, girls try to be Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders all the time.
They used to have that show, the
I try to watch
reality show.
Once, yeah.
It's like showing the process of becoming a Dallas Cowboys
cheerleader. Yeah, I watched that
cheerleader.
show, and then I looked at these women and I go, yep, that's the woman you used to watch see in Dallas and stuff like that, because they have that big hair and the perfect makeup that's painted on.
Well, speaking of cheerleaders, you remember Chris?
Yeah.
Didn't he date one of the Titans cheerleaders?
Oh.
Why are you naming names?
We gotta get back our editing.
Holy crap, that was the latest bleep in history.
It's like you just name dropped somebody.
Holy crap. Well, this was before.
I just stabbed him with my hat. But
that was before he got married, though.
The cheerleaders, they don't make that much though.
No, that's why I heard.
That's the thing is
they make everything through like advertisement stuff or doing
stuff like that. But it's like you think these guys have so much money to throw at these players, they could throw a little bit extra at these because they got to travel with these jackasses.
What is it? What's that called when you show up to places and do things?
Yeah, like a sponsor.
Sponsorships, yeah, something like that. That's what they say. That's where they make their money from. Yeah. I was shocked. I thought they got paid by the team to
it's one of those
good
California
money.
teams, but bunch of whores. I don't know.
It's a conspiracy.
Holy crap!
Don't get me started on my football conspiracies.
Yeah, Ryan. I'll say this like every year at the Super Bowl when I did the Super Bowl party. Ryan always had a conspiracy. Like, yep, see, I told you there's some.
It's gonna happen.
Please, look, now all of a sudden that team just comes back. Oh, now it's a close game.
Well, no, because
no Doritos commercials. They're gonna lose.
No, they always have Doritos. The one that always gets me. Where's my little baby? Where's the little baby from the
E-Trade?
The E-Trade.
Oh, the E-Trade. Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, dude,
they killed him off. They killed off the baby.
Nah, I got an idea. Maybe he just got too old to be a baby.
You want to see my shock face? What? That was when we used to die laughing. Oh, you didn't win?
So you didn't win? Let me show my shock face. What?
We should trademark it right now. Don't steal this, people of America. The E-Trade baby coming back, trademarking him. Where is he now?
He's the E-Top.
He's like Pee Wee football. He's like running. He's like, I learned this on halftime shows.
You could still got his face just moving.
Yeah, you could build him up like, where is he now? Like, where is he now?
Where
and
is
then
the E-Trade?
you do several commercials with that, and then you show him.
Keep doing it, but always have his mouth just a digital thing. No matter what he's doing.
He's on Channel 2 News. Your weather for today. 32 degrees.
No, crap. My thing was always like, when the Cowboys were winning, it was like, 42-3 or something.
The Cowboys, or back in like the 90s Super Bowls, they were just blowouts.
Yeah, and you were just like, because like you get to the end, and you'd go, and you just turn off the channel, they would lose advertising and stuff like that for that, because they just wasted all this money on advertising they're not going to get money back on, because these people just, they're not watching the game because the game's over.
Yeah.
So then a lot of times now the games are a lot closer, which is when they came, like after I left, they came back like that. I was like, oh, conspiracy. I knew it.
Ryan was right on his blog, typing away.
Even like what Nathan was talking about, like when the thing went down with the anthem, like they were losing a lot of money. Like a lot of people were turning the TV off. They're like, forget it. I'm not going to watch it. And now here, towards the end of the year, they signed this big deal. It's like, I don't know if you saw it. It was like millions of dollars that are going back into like social justice that they're going to give to all these communities, and they're bringing people back in, but then it's only because they lost. I mean, part of it's probably because they feel bad and they want to help, but a lot of it's too is like we're losing a lot of money.
I'm actually surprised that they're extending Goodell's contract from what I heard too. He's getting extended for like 3 years or something, and which a lot of people were blaming him for some of the issues allowing stuff to happen. And I always thought that. I thought they've been having problems with him for the last few years as far as like disciplinary stuff goes, where he was just screwing up discipline. Like people who are beating, had video proof of getting beatings were getting the same time as somebody who got positive for smoking weed.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, wait, what? None of that makes sense.
The weed stuff is stupid.
But it's crazy to see too, though, like just them putting money back into the communities. A lot of those guys that were kneeling are saying, we're going to stand up now because you guys are actually making a move to, try to help the cause that they're kneeling for,
Yeah. So,
I mean, it's still good. It's better than doing nothing, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. It is weird. It's weird, though, that the NFL, I thought it was like, because I didn't think they were kneeling to make the NFL do anything. I thought it was just, it's just kind of weird the way they, I don't know, I guess maybe they're thinking like, yeah, we need to kind of hurry up and we shove all this under the rug. We need to be done with, we don't need to be worrying about this anymore. Which, I don't know, maybe in a couple of years I'll come back.
Yeah. And then there's some things that say that, like, kneeling is a sign of respect, too.
Yeah,
that's saying that something.
Respect for the fallen.
Yeah, it's respecting that, the United States is not where it should be. It's kind of injured, if you want to say. So they're kneeling for that, saying, we're kind of injured right now, so we need to get back where we need to be so we can all stand and be proud for, what we're playing for.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they have every right to do what they want, because as long as their contract doesn't say that they have to stand, they don't have to.
Yeah.
But I know for Jerry Jones, that was one thing I was giving props to the Dallas Cowboys was Jerry Jones. He was actually telling his players like, I don't want you. You're going to stand for the national anthem or something. I think that's what he was saying. Well,
I think they did something like where they kneeled for a minute, but then they all stood.
Yeah, it was like
or something.
After or before.
It was just something like that.
Yeah,
they would kneel really cool. Before, but then when the anthem started, they would stand up.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
I think they'd lock arms, and then when the anthem started, they all stood at attention. Which had
good stuff.
Had a couple friends of mine from the Navy talking about how they do this kneeling to the national anthem. I'm going, okay, man. I remember being on base and they would start playing colors or whatever like that. Start playing the national anthem or something like that. And in the Navy, if you're outside, you got your hat on, you got to stand at attention and salute. But if you're underneath cover, you don't have to do that. You just have to stand up. You don't have to do this stuff. People used to run for cover. They used to run for buildings, so they wouldn't have to stand out in the open and salute.
Weren't you supposed to face the flag and salute?
Yeah, don't give me any shit about that kind of stuff.
But I'll say this: all throughout the years, though, whenever they show the national anthem played on TV, and you see the athletes just holding their shoulder pads like this, that even used to bother me.
Really?
Not to the point where I'm like, I'm never watching it, but because growing up, I was always shown like, look, during the national anthem, you show respect, put your hand over your heart. It's just we're Americans. That's what we do.
Take your hat off.
Yeah, take your hat off and do that. And so that always kind of bothered a little to the point where I'm like, dude, you got your hands right. Just put it over your heart. I know they hear it, every week, and like baseball players, they hear it 100 and something times, a year. Hockey's like 80 something. But that was.
I mean, it even goes back to the schools though too, because I think when we were in school, before we started school, we did the same thing. We said the Pledge of Allegiance. We stood up. We put our hands over our heart, and I know they don't do that today. So.
I mean, that's not causing any problems, right?
But I mean, too, It kind
I'm being sarcastic.
Some people say too, you know, when you're watching the game, you don't get up off
You
your
don't,
couch
yeah.
and stand up and be like, oh, no,
But when I'm at the
Yeah.
game, I do. I remove
Yeah.
my hat.
Yeah, if you're
I've
at the
seen
game,
people-
for sure.
I've seen people do that.
Sitting on
At
the
home?
couch and then
Yeah,
get up
they
and
stand
do
up.
it.
You're like, going, really? No one can see you.
Right.
Oh crap!
That's
All
cool.
right.
though.
What, you got anything else?
No.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Well,
It's a wrap,
Am I
folks.
rolling?
It's
Am
for-
I rolling, or what are we doing?
it's a wrap for the sports one. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll real quick. Oh wait, where's your thing at?
What is
You know what I just realized is we didn't talk any Christmas for the last because the last podcast would have been the Christmas would have come
Yeah.
out next week.
How much time we got?
Because this one's not going to be the Christmas. This will be the week after Christmas.
Oh.
Okay.
So I was just wanting to mention some Christmas movies.
Okay.
Like Christmas is ruined.
Oh gosh.
You can.
No, you're good.
You're
Go
gonna
ahead.
have
Go
to
ahead.
edit all this out.
I'll
so
edit
you
all
know
this
my-
in. It'll sound all weird, but I'll just edit in people
Dead
saying
silence.
things. Yeah.
Really? That's weird. What are you doing?
Silence. So he can edit.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Wait, where's your sheet?
I
At?
think that's it right there.
Is this it? Oh, it is that.
What are you rolling for?
See what our next topic
Random.
will be
We randomly,
next time.
randomly roll it. 12. What's 12 say? Blank. Because we're running out of stuff.
Gosh.
Let's talk about blank.
A 1. Animation and anime.
Did we talk about?
Cartoons.
Oh no, okay. I was thinking
This could be the cars.
Really? You want me to put cars down?
Come on, man. What's your favorite
Ooh,
dream
wait,
car?
That's actually not.
What's your-
That's actually not too bad. Hold on.
What's your favorite dream car right now? If you could buy a car,
That's what I said. 69 Chevy Camaro SS.
69. So, I totally overlooked that. I was like,
How's that?
Camaro.
Cars, famous cars.
It'd be tough, dude. I might have to get a Lamborghini.
Really?
If I could get any car,
Dude, in this traffic,
Think-
you'd never
think-
be able to drive.
Think of the insurance difference between the Lamborghini and like a American muscle
Oh, I
car.
already rolled animation.
It'd be. I would think the Lamborghini insurance would be like, oh, way up here.
might just get like a cool
We're like
Corvette.
we're like
Get
an
you
hour,
the,
hour 7. You can still do the Christmas.
I
one.
love, dude. I've like last couple years fell in love with cars. Like I'm building the model
Oh, that's
cars.
right, you were.
Oh, really?
Remember I was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the little model cars that come
Yeah.
in the boxes on plastic?
Put them all together. do
Yeah,
them,
just paint them and all.
Yeah.
Dude, I put together so many.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing them like every 2 weeks. Like
Holy crap, dude.
I was like a little workshop.
You got like a favorite brand of model kits or?
Like the Monogram or AMT or Revell. Those are the main big three.
I wouldn't mind driving one of those Dodge Challenger. What's the Hellcat? It's like a 700
go.
horsepower.
There you go.
Car.
Hellcat.
What did I see
That
today
was
that
good
was
to go.
parked in front of me? Some Maserati looking SUV.
Really?
It was I was like going, really? Stupid rich people.
Might be one of
Class warfare, it's coming. You wait.
those, might be one of those Porsche. One of those Porsches.
No, it said Maserati. I was like, what? Maserati?
They make a SUV
It
type?
wasn't like it looked like an SUV. It looked like a Nissan, like a Nissan Rogue, but
I
like
seen,
flatter.
Mhm.
And it looked like it said Maserati on the back of it.
I
was
seen
like, really?
Interesting.
Aston Martin when I was coming through
Oh
Franklin.
yeah.
Did you really?
It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, you'll see this. In front.
I was like, whoa, hey, buddy.
Alright, man.
Little gray. Little...
What's that car from Elon Musk?
The Tesla?
Yeah, I saw one of those.
Ooh, Tesla's taking over.
I saw one
I've
of those,
heard-
I saw one of those parked in front of me. At
They're
Taco Bell. I was
making
like,
a-
really? Taco Bell?
They're
You
making a
gonna come
semi truck or something.
Are they really?
Semi.
Oh, I think I did hear about
electric, some kind
Semi-truck?
of electric truck that
Well,
will
isn't-
go like 600 miles on one charge.
that. Holy crap.
600 miles.
Well, doesn't one of the Tesla cars have like one of the fastest 0 to 60? Because they're saying like the electric cars have amazing
yeah,
torque.
pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was watching a video, because I watch Moto Madness sometimes, it's all biker videos.
Why are you guys biting into the cars? This is a whole
Because
different.
this is a pre.
Yeah.
This is a pre 12. This is
And
a
he was
pre 12.
guy in a crotch rocket was right next to one of the Teslas. I don't know which one it was. It was a sporty looking one.
Yeah.
And he floored in that Tesla and went. Zoop, and he pulled up next to the guy. He's like, "Hey man, it's nice for you." The guy goes, "Yeah." He goes, "As of right now, this is the fastest 0 to 60 of any car out right now."
Yeah.
And it was like freaking electric car. I didn't know they could get up and go that
And then
fast.
he opened up his wallet and was like, and a moth flew out because he had no more money after buying that car.
Those Teslas are pretty pricey.
We've got a buddy in Florida that's got one. Like, you got to order them like 6 months.
Teslas?
Yeah.
Do they still catch on fire, though? Or weren't they having a problem with that? With them
I
catching
didn't
fire?
see that.
Oh.
Don't they have that weird looking? Have you seen that plug thing? It looks like a robotic tentacle arm that like lines up and aims itself and puts itself into the charge port.
Who
It's
does
really
that? Is that
weird.
Tesla?
But yeah, but it's weird because it has like it looks like some kind of crazy Japanese mechanical, soon-to-be tentacle porn.
It just comes out of the front of the car. It's like,
Yeah, it's like right there, and it's on a box with a charge stand, and it has like this automated manual kind of thing, and it lines itself up and puts itself into the port. Yeah, it should make that noise. It'd be awesome. It's like freaking.
For a
War
minute
of the
there,
Worlds.
those little charging stations were kind of getting, like, popular. You'd see them every now and
yeah,
then.
there's a couple.
But now I don't see them that
Yeah, I hardly ever
there's-
see them. There's one up at the Coles in Spring Hill, and they got one at work. They're supposed to be for the Chevy Volts.
They were supposed to put them up all over the place, but then because they don't want to take away
They're
from
not
fossil
selling.
fuels, they want to.
They're so there's just guys. I think it's just the price, man. Those cars are expensive. I think for the
Well, yeah,
isn't the
now,
cheapest like
but I
electric
mean-
car like 30 or 40 grand or something.
Well, it's like how expensive was PlayStation when it first came out? It's very expensive.
Yeah.
Now they're minimal. It's going to be the same thing with these cars.
But it's like if you don't put enough of those stations out, people are gonna. You won't be able to go that far from your house. You're like, well, I only know if this one
What
place
are
I
we going to do in
can.
the future when we're 80 years old? We're still road tripping, like going, we gotta stop and charge a super.
By then roads they'll be all magnets and we'll be hovering on hover magnet
We'll
cars.
have our own little like
what was yeah?
thing where we just plop this big battery out and plug it up
I
and
was
camp
thinking-
out for the night.
I was-
We got to charge our car with this manual
I was
battery.
thinking that on the way here. I was like, I'm gonna make a podcast. It's just
All right.
all about me ranting.
If you guys hear any of these ideas, we're trademarking them. If you pull out a automated transportable battery to charge up your car, we're coming for you.
If you pull out a giant
Once
barrel-sized Duracell, that's our idea.
It's our idea. Trademark. Geeks
Let's say I was
trademark
I was
Geeks-a-Musing.
driving here and traffic was stupid, and I was like, you know what? This is one of those freedoms that probably needs to get taken away from people because people can't drive anymore.
What, driving?
They just need to have automated driving.
They're trying to. There's some
Yeah.
cars now that do.
I mean,
that.
like, what was that movie with Tom Cruise? And he was that?
You talking about Minority Report?
Yeah, was that it? And all the cars basically drove themselves. They,
Well,
they,
see,
were, they were up on weird rails and stuff.
But the problem with it
That's how it should
is
be.
the problem with it is that everything has to talk to each other. So you can't have an automated car and then I've got a 97 Sentra and I'm trying it's not going to talk to me, so you're not going to
Where are you gonna
all
have,
the cars have to
What
communicate
about
to be
sensors,
able to
though?
where are you gonna have a 97 Sentra in 2057?
Because they have those ones. Have you seen videos of the ones that the Google car or whatever that drive itself? Because they have like cameras and sensors all the way around.
I'll probably still have my car.
But didn't I hear though somebody got killed riding with those because it didn't stop or something?
Why are you laughing?
Something. Well, it's not funny, but
Not that you were laughing
think-
because I said I'll still have that car in 2057, my
Oh.
2002 Saturn.
For it to work perfectly, though, I think it has to be like a network, like our cell phones, where all the cars are talking to each other and everybody knows where everybody is,
yeah.
Yeah.
so
you can do
that
that.
they can say, I'm here, you're there, I'm here, you're there, and everybody's just...
I mean, that would be
Go
great
out
to be able to
and
just punch in like
Yeah, I'm going home. Okay, I'll take you there.
Devil's Tower, Wyoming. All right, see you guys. I'll just lay back and go to sleep,
Just sleep the whole time.
and then die in a car crash because the sensor went out.
Oh well.
What was that noise?
Why are we slowing down? Oh, the car will slow down. It's not slowing down.
It's just a cliff. Don't worry about it.
Oh crap! All right,
For messing
All
with
right.
them devils.
You guys are getting.
we'll go ahead and end this episode. Geeksamusing@gmail.com. Search our YouTube. Just search Geeksamuse. If nobody's got anything else,
Nah.
we'll end it off.
These
All right.
guys are amazing. Y'all better search it quick.
So for Geeksamusing, this has been Nathan.
This is Ryan.
The real P. Jizzle.
Be a geek, be a nerd, but don't be a dork.
Yes, sir.